Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Welcome, folks. It's Alexander Ned here live on NASCAR Heat 3, getting set for another exciting race for the Reload Focus Energy Cup Series. I am by myself tonight, so you'll have to bear with me. It'll be just me up in the booth, but I expect no less any sort of action here for the great race we expect to see here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Getting set to go for the Monster Energy Cup Series. Going to use, my man Brad Keselowski, winner of the Real World Monster Energy Cup Series after dominating at Martinsville earlier this week. We'll take this around for a couple of laps at Kentucky to give you an idea of what these guys will have to face for the next 2 hours. Big news today in the NASCAR world. We're talking about the changes to the 2020 Cup Series schedule. A lot of things have moved around, including the addition of ISM Raceway now going to be the series finale. Now, I know a lot of people kind of like tradition. They kind of like the idea that Homestead has been set in stone. Homestead's been the season finale, I believe, since 1996 or so. But even before then, the series used to end in Atlanta. So it's not unusual for NASCAR to change the championship race, if you want to call it that. It wasn't back then, obviously, because we didn't have the playoff formula back then. But the last race to be changed in the schedule, and I think that's a great move. Phoenix is definitely going to provide some great action, and I am excited to see what more changes will happen after the 2020 season, because I know NASCAR themselves are going through a dramatic change in order to try and pick up more fans. But let's get to the matter at hand. These guys will be using the 2019 Cup Series update right there. I like my car a little bit loose on the side, so I'm going to put it at a step 6 for the preset here. Let's take you for a lap around Kentucky Motor Speedway. It's unusual to see this track actually in the daytime. The Cup Series does race here at night, but obviously they will practice in the day, and that is what 704 Games has elected to put for practice here. Getting Kyle Busch's way. Interesting note, only Joe Gibbs and Penske Racing, these two guys have won the last 2 races, and only those 2 teams have gone to victory lane in 2019. So it's been only 2 teams to see the checkered flag. I want to know who will be the next team to visit victory lane. Kentucky Motor Speedway added to the Cup Series schedule back in 2012. Before then, saw a number of Xfinity and Truck Series races before the Cup Series visited there. I believe the first race was won by, I think it was Kyle Busch back in 2012, or it might have been Brad Keselowski. I know those guys have both had a number of wins here, but I do not actually know the first person there. But a lap around here, large D-shaped oval here. Turns 1 and 2, a large sweeping motion into turn 1. You see a little bit of red. You do want to be on the brake. You don't want to get outside of what I call that light coloring of the track. No grip up there. You want to keep it mainly between the yellow line and I would say 2 lanes above it before. It's a little bit more of a sharper turn into 3 and 4. You'll notice the speed dips to about 160 miles an hour. And then again, this large sweeping D oval, the front stretch. It's a unique 1.5-mile racetrack. One that we only visit once a year, and that it does take a little bit of time to get these corners straight, because your car in 1 and 2 might be perfect in 1 and 2, but it might be upset in turn 3 and 4. You definitely have to add more brake, more banking in turns 3 and 4 in order to get that car into the groove and to have that speed off the corner heading down the front stretch and heading into turn number 1. Now, me being the Brad Keselowski virtual car, my lap time 34. I expect these guys that will be running here today probably very low 30s, perhaps high 29s. But you're going to see these guys fight for the bottom of the racetrack. That's where we're going to see most of the passing done. And if somebody makes a mistake, goes up the racetrack, I don't really see that high groove coming into play. It usually is around where you see that painted yellow and green line heading into the red. You're going to keep that car right on the bottom, trying to keep that momentum. You can make up some time up on the high side there in turns 1 and 2, but You rarely see that in turn 3 and 4. You definitely want to keep that car on the bottom of the racetrack. That's the fastest groove around this 1.5 miler. Getting onto pit road, that's going to be something we're going to keep an eye on. Pit road speed is about 45 miles an hour. You don't want to spin. Right there, commitment cone. Woo! Barely got in right there myself. And then you do have a long time to make some adjustments, about 15, I would say 16 seconds before getting onto pit road. As you see the 37 car cut me off. Wow, that was just rude. Tire wear and fuel going to be a factor. These guys will have to make a pit stop, I believe, in stages 1 and stage 2, and at least 2 green flag pit stops in that third and final stage. That is a lap around Kentucky Motor Speedway, and that is how you will get on and off pit road. These guys will have to do it at least 4 times with the abundance of caution flags, perhaps maybe even more. Truly getting up to speed here in the great Bluegrass state of Kentucky. I'm going to save my voice and I'm going to save myself from being tone deaf toward the end of this one, so I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have the drop of the green flag. You're listening to NASCAR on NH3 with Alex Internet here from Midnight Broadcasting.
Watch your speed, please.
Welcome back to the RFCS Cup Series here. Your host, Alexander Ned, with live flag-to-flag coverage of today's premier event at Kentucky Speedway. Got to do the Larry Max keys to the race. As always, the difficulty here in this level of Cup Series competition is going to be custom. These guys are going to be all using their custom race setup. They've spent timeless and countless amount of hours trying to perfect those setups into these machines here on esports. We'll see who will get it done and get the benefit of a checkered flag for the results. Race length will be 50%. Tire wear times 2. Flags will be on. However, we do know that, as we could put them as strict yellow, but with how the game triggers a caution, you might not get the benefit of a yellow flag should you find yourself in trouble. So that's something we will, of course, be keeping an eye on. 3 stages, as always. They are qualifying right now. Damage is off. Stability control as well. These guys will, again, be using custom setups and manual transmission. That is the way to go here. None of that automatic stuff. These guys are the real deal here for this series. Going to be 134 laps. We'll break that down into, I believe, about 40 laps in stage. It might be, I believe, 40 laps in stage 1, a little less than 40 laps in stage 2, and then the remaining 60-plus laps to end that next stage. These guys will have to make a pit stop in both stage 1 and 2, and perhaps 2 in stage 3. we are just moments away from, again, getting the green flag. I'm just waiting for that invite here, folks. In the meantime, let's go over some of the real-world NASCAR stuff. Again, if you're just now joining us, NASCAR making a big announcement earlier today in how the schedule for the 2020 season will be played out. Some great, great stuff that I personally like, including the finale at ISM Raceway. I'm based in Colorado, so it is a treat. It's only 12 hours away from Phoenix, so I do look forward to perhaps going to a championship finale. I was already able to see the season opener at Daytona 500 here earlier, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, some of the big noticeable differences between the season right now and the 2020 season is that Pocono is going to host a double header. Now, what that means, and I'm not quite sure all the logistics into it, but the Cup Series is going to race both Saturday and Sunday. There's been some speculation that both those races will be perhaps 300 miles. But it does save these teams a lot of money from going back here. The original race date was only separated by the original 2 race dates. And for the past several years have only been separated by about 2 months, if that. So it's nice to see them at least saving a little bit of money for teams and to, go ahead and get 2 races out in one weekend. My only main concern is that sometimes it does rain, and if it rains on one race or both races, that is going to be a problem. So we'll see how that plays out. Another thing, the playoffs. They begin at Darlington. In fact, listen to the playoffs here, the last 10 races of the year. It's Darlington that Sunday, Labor Day weekend. Then we have Richmond. Bristol's been added to the lineup there. Then we go to Vegas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. That'll be your round of 12. It dwindles down to 8 after that. Kansas, Texas, and Martinsville. A night race at Martinsville. I know the fans have been talking about that for some time to come, so that will be exciting to see. And then ISM Raceway, your season finale. Where does that replace Homestead? That's now going to be the 6th race of the season, earlier in March. So this time next year, we will already have seen March come and go, and the Homestead Miami race will have come and gone by this time next year as well. Another new addition, Daytona, and I like this personally. Daytona is going to be from the season opener, as always, but it's also going to be moved to the regular season finale. It's switched dates with Indy, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So now, Indy, the Brickyard 400 will be run on the 4th of July weekend. And I like that move because for years, I think just on Facebook and other social media, a lot of fans always say, the season should end perhaps with Daytona. It should begin with Daytona and end with Daytona. And I think now we get that with this new schedule. It's the regular season finale, and I would like NASCAR to actually perhaps think about adding more of an incentive to winning that regular season. Perhaps if you win the regular season, you're automatically into the round of 12. You get those 3 free races. You don't have to worry about that. I think that's a bigger incentive for people to try and go out and win that regular season. It places a little bit more emphasis on winning the regular season than right now, which is nothing. I can't even tell you. I don't even have the notes of who won the regular season last year. I believe it was Kyle Busch. I think he locked that up, but I'm not sure. It could have been Kevin Harvick. So those are some of the changes coming to the real-world NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series season next year. Also, we have yet to find out who the title sponsor will be. I believe this is Monster Energy's last year being the title sponsor for the Cup Series, so it won't be the Monster Energy Cup Series next year. It will be something different. There are some rumors going on that it might be Geico stepping up. They have spent the most money as far as advertising over the last 3 years than any other commercialized advisor to NASCAR, so that might be something in the near future for them. Let's see again. If you're just now joining me, we are just moments away from the RFCS Cup Series going to be at Kentucky Speedway. Again, 134 laps. It's just me tonight, so you'll have to bear with me. But I'm doing what I love. I love what I do, and that is bringing you the full coverage of today's event. I want to apologize for not being there last week. Family emergency, but all is well. And all will be well with this race. Going to give a shout out to Slade, who won everything last week in my absence, winning the pole, all 3 stages, and of course getting that glorious checkered flag at Bristol Motor Speedway. It'll be interesting to see what that man can do later on tonight. Going to take another quick break as we await for that invite to be sent out. You're listening to NASCAR on NH3. Today's race coverage is presented to you by Goodyear. All the grueling demands used tires face in a race inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, official tire of NASCAR. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Geico. And then also Toyota. Let's go places. We are moments away from getting the green flag. Not sure what the holdup is here, folks. And again, bear with me. It is just me tonight, but hopefully soon we will be getting this underway here at Kentucky Speedway. Some last-minute storylines we are following. Right now, your point leader has been a BC Racer Kid. He has 2 wins, but he does have that 21 car Slade breathing down his neck. BC and Slade are the only multiple season winners here in the series. They've won 2 each. We'll see if one of them can break that tie here today. Going to give a shout out there to a new rookie in the series, C. Workman. He's going to be making his RFCS debut at Kentucky today. He'll be driving the 42 car for Ganassi. Pat says this is a hometown track for him in that 4 car. Can he bring home his first win of the season? We are going to find out. Storylines we continue to follow here as we await that invite to get going. Nighttime will prove to be the right time here at Kentucky. This 1.5 mile racetrack, again added to the schedule back in 2012, has seen some great racing over the years, including last year for the real world, where we saw Martin Truex Jr. actually score his last win. That was the last win for Denver Furniture Row Racing. Definitely was in contention to win a lot more after that. Most notably, I believe, the Charlotte Roval race before Jimmy Johnson and his desperate dive bomb move unfortunately eliminated him and Truex from winning that race. I am going to go find out exactly what the holdup is. So if you guys will bear with me, it'll be just 1 sec We'll take a quick commercial break, and once we do so, hopefully we'll get that invite and we'll get that green flag. We'll be back. Welcome back, guys. Sorry for that blue screen there. Sending a message quickly. And I just received word we are 2 minutes away from getting that invite. I want to thank you guys for tuning in there, folks, as we prepare to go racing here. I just received the invite, so the drop of the green flag should be just moments away. Again, 134 laps. These guys are running the 2019 update. We'll see if that plays a factor toward who will win this and who has that underneath their skill set in order to go racing. Let's join in. All right, folks, as you can see, pace laps underway as we get this field in order. A big house tonight, 22 drivers. That is amazing. So we have the 18 of Bags and 21 of Slade on the front row, the 19 Young Boy Terrell and 2 AJ Storm. Second row, the rest of the field settles in behind them. The drop of the green flag here at Kentucky Speedway underway. Green flag, we're racing at Kentucky. A lot of these guys just getting up to speed. Fanning out. Feeling exactly what's inside their race cars right now. And the first lap is in the books. Give it to Bags in that 18 car. The 19 now battling, looking on the inside. There goes the 17 as well as the car dips below the yellow line right there. Gathers it back up. You're going to see a lot of that as the race wears on. These guys are going to have a handful for the race cars. Wow. Lots of running room here. The front five have settled themselves. Front six, side-by-side battle for seventh right there before it's too wide. Further back inside the top 10 and a little bit outside of it as well. Excuse me, the 18 is New World Order. Wanted to make that correction. New World Order was on the pole. Looks like we're already under caution here. We might have had a crash in the back of the pack. Yes, we are. So our first Service Master Clean caution already in the books there. This will be the perfect time to get adjustments made. These guys have been able to make some laps and truly fill out exactly how the race car feels on the racetrack. So we'll see who will be taking advantage of this. Also want to give an updated roster count. We have a couple of new drivers here, including a couple of Xfinity drivers. The 34 FL driver driving that, and Jay Harper in the 38. Front Row Motorsports having a good run today. Deadpool also in the 62, and then we have Hunty in the 13 as well. A couple of Xfinity Series regulars here, not normally seen in the Cup Series. We'll see how they fan out today. The 22 in the back of the pack dives down low. As we get to the green flag, you see a little bit of pit road strategy taking place. It's the 2 of AJ Storm and the 4 of Pat's Ace. Get this field back under green. And that is the 19 of Bags looking underneath there. The 4 of Pat's Ace as these guys over 180 miles an hour through this front stretch before diving to about 160 there. We talked about how you'll need to get to the bottom groove. That outside line can work if you have enough cars to do so. And you'll see as the run runs higher, these guys will start going up or looking for more grip. Oh, in the wall. Who was that? The 88 car. Big hit. Back of the pack in a single car incident. But we stay under the green flag there. And that 88 car was WVU. Oh, the 18 of New World Order's in the wall. Hard hit for the pole setter. And he falls back to outside of the top 10, outside of the top 20. 21st place for the 18, our pole setter. He has some work to do. Meanwhile, our outside pole setter takes the lead away from the 2-car VHA Storm, moves Slade up into the point. As we ride around mid-pack with the 9. That's DWH there on the bumper of the 11 car. As this field begins to single file itself out. Wow, I see them loose off the corner. That was the 34 car. Able to get it back going again. He's taking a look underneath the 11 car as well. And we see the 17. That is Fluffy. Working his way up to the front in the 38. Jay Hyper, so far the best of the Xfinity Series regular, trying to make a move to the inside. Here goes the 38 car. A couple of Fords battling for the 5th position. Excuse me, make that 4th, as that settles in favor of the 17 so far. Who has his teammate BC Racer Kid, who just brushes the wall out of 4 and gathers it back up. These guys, if they stay in a line, the draft does work well in this game. That'll bring you up to the front. You see the 19 of Bags on the outside. Fords occupy the first 2, almost 3 positions as the 17 gets underneath, and that 19 car heading in the wrong direction on the outside lane. Wow, Ford has occupied now the first almost 6 of the 7 top spots right now. The only other manufacturer right now is that 19 car. You'll have to go all the way back to 8th, and I believe that is 36, I believe. Oh, whoa, what happened to the 19? Back across the track. He's going to take out more carnage. Wow, big crash back straight away. Caution. Upside down. Who was that? Man, I had to duck in the booth. That came scarily close to the 62 car. I don't know what happened to the 19. But that was Bags. He got loose. Thought he gathered it backed up, but he went into the line of traffic, and our second Service Master Clean caution is out as a result. All right, let's get you caught back up. I will give you guys a lap counter here in just a second. Meanwhile, let's ride along with the 21 of Slade. Green flag is back out. Jay Hyper in that 38 machine, putting the bumper to the back end of the 21 car, making his series, or making his face known. We'll crank it up here as I get you guys that lap count. Take you through the field as we have a battle for the lead. The 38 car, Jay Hyper, looking underneath. And he'll go to the point. I'll take you a look from high above at the crossover move from the 21 car. Puts that 38 car on the outside line. Here comes Bullet in the 11 car with drafting help. Excuse me, let's go back. Caution, third time of the day. And I don't know who that was for, but with the field this big, it must have been someone in the back. Riding along with the 19 as the third service metric team caution is put away, and the American National green flag is back out. Oh, crash! Big crash on the back stretch, and our fourth caution, yes. Yes, it is. They're on lap 25. There we go. Out of 39 to complete stage one. And yikes, we did see a little bit of green flag action before a rash of the yellow flag deciding to come out. Don't know what caused that stack up there, but 22 people on the track, all varying pit road strategies and all varying degrees of competition. You're going to see a crash or two here, perhaps, as they try to get the kinks out. I am impressed with the run and light work made by the 38 car to stick up front. That is Jay Hyper right now in front of the outside pole setter. Slade of the 21 was able to get around him. He is the race leader here, but the 38 car not making it easy on him. Green flag is back out for the fourth time. See the 18 car ride the wall, New World Order. Problems continuing for that Joe Gibbs racing machine as we see the 21 car sniff the draft on the outside line, then pull back underneath. Look at him fan out 3 wide, mid-pack. Ten to go in the stage. In the playoff point on the line, our top two in the championship, BC Racer and the 21 of Slade running 1-2 right now as the 11 of Bullet tries to get out of this hornet's nest as the 88 of WVU fan tries to go with them. Oh, well, look at this. Move to the inside. And crashed. 42 hard in the wall. More carnage in turn one. The 2 is in it. Spinning to the outside wall. That was the 38 machine. Caution for the 5th time today. I'm fairly impressed with these guys. They've shown they're able to run away from themselves and be able to separate themselves. I think if we do that just a little bit more, we'll be able to see that green flag racing Kentucky Speedway is known for. But until then, these smaller incidences are not helping anyone, especially if you're in the back of the pack. Look what it's done if you've made a mistake early, going back to the 18 car, our pole setter. That's New World Order. All the way now back outside of the top 20. When they restart, they will have, I believe, 4 laps remaining. BC Racer Kid and the 21 of Slade lead the field to green. The American Ethanol green flag is back out. Five to go, coming to 4 to go next time by. Here comes the 11, a Bullet. Ooh, slice right in front of the 21 car. Had to check up right there, and the 21 car finds himself on the outside. Here comes the 47. And Slade bobbles mid-pack and now will lose a lot of positions trying to fight for that final point. And BC Racer Kid brings the field around. 4 to go. Here comes the 11 car challenging once again. Bullet's been pretty strong so far. Slade again high on the racetrack. Oh, mid-pack, the 95, young boy Terrell, and the 38 make contact. We stay under the green flag. 3 to go at the stripe. If a caution comes out, the stage will be over. Here comes the 11, challenging underneath. It's almost got to the left fender of the 6 car. Caution. Crash mid-pack. That is the end of the stage. You're looking at your stage winner, the 6 car BC Racer Kid. Another playoff point. Headed to the championship leader. Give a shout out to the 47er Rowdy. He's also making a debut there as well. Able to finish 3rd. As we fall under caution here for a stage break and also an incident on the racetrack. Fluffy 4th, WVU fan 5th. Everybody making their pit stops. Destroyer in 6th, DWH 7th, Pat's Ace in 8th. New World Order able to rebound in 9th. Deadpool rounded out that final playoff, that playoff point paying position in the 10th position as the green flag is now back out. 39 to go. BC Racer Kid to the bottom of the racetrack. Don't know why he moved back there, but he won't stay in the back for long. And the 42 car, a rookie, getting some laps led in that machine. That is C. Workman in front of the 11 of Bullet. Wow, that outside line there. You go high, you're going to lose not just 2 or 3, perhaps 4 or 5. He's trying to find some of that lost momentum there. Meanwhile, a challenge for the lead up front. It is the 11 car able to get underneath the 42 of C. Workman. He'll take the lead, move 11 to the point. As this gaggle of cars right behind him, everyone trying to find some running room right now. Riding along with the 88 of WVU fan in the 5th position. See the 34 car, look what it does, man. You get loose off the center of the corner. Car just walks up the racetrack. You have to pray that your car doesn't hit another competitor. That's where you're going to find trouble. Bullet and then 11 car, looks like the 47 also got high. There's just no grip. Way up high on the racetrack. And you see how many positions he's going to lose. He's going to fall outside the top 5. He was running in 3rd. Wow, the 21 car able to get right up to the back bumper of the 88. Oh, through the grass, it's Fluffy. Does he gather back up? No, for the second time. More competitors are going to be involved. Caution. And considered to be one of the best on the game, Fluffy finds himself in trouble once again. I don't know if something sent that car wide. He went through the grass, did not save that race car, instead went to the outside lane, right in front of traffic, and more people were collected as a result. Our sixth caution of the day. This will bring us inside our pit window, which is 31 laps. The tire wear as well should fall in place with that number. I don't believe it will be shorter. Most of the top field did pit. And as we're about to put the green flag back in the air. .32 to go in the stage. That's actually just outside. It's one lap side, but if we get another yellow flag, that will place everybody on the same page. 12 car. Way up high. Oh, brushing the wall. Keeping the car in the wall. That was a good move. Ooh, 47, and he bounces it off the wall, though. More people in the front stretch, including BC Racer did. Hard hit to the outside wall. Caution. Our seventh of the day. My, oh my. It is a good thing that damage is not on, because when you have trouble like that, I'm seeing a lot of these people are just overcorrecting. Easier said than done up here in the booth. I'm not driving these race cars. I have no idea what their setups are like, but it seems to be a common problem. These guys make the smallest mistake, overcorrect, and it sends that car shooting to the outside wall. We've seen that with the 19 twice. We've seen that now with the 47 car. That tells me that this is a universal issue. These guys are just on the edge of their setups. They're trying to get everything they can. Let's ride along with the two. Hunty and another Xfinity Series regular up to the point for Ty Dillon in that 13 machine, leading them into turn one. Keep note of that outside line here and how many positions these guys stack up or might lose riding along. Wow, mid-pack. See the four-car Pat Six almost get squirrely right there on the bottom. See the 21 and the 17. Oh, the 42 gets into the 13, the 13, and the 2 make contact, 2. Gathers it back up, caution is out. Eighth one of the day. And it looks like our pole setter was involved in that, along with the 62. That was Deadpool. New World Order has yet to find himself back inside the top 5 after Bobble in stage 1 sent him to the outside wall, and then all the way back. He continues to find trouble in that 18 machine. Do want to make a quick correction. I do believe I've been referring to the 19 as Fluffy, and it is Bag, so my mistake on that. I want to correct that as we prepare for our 9th restart. .24 to go in the stage. BC Racer Kid moving his way back up to the front. Didn't think he'd stay in the back for long. Or excuse me, no, that's a 32. Both those cars looking Almost identical. BC Racer Kid now running long, I believe, in the 15. Oh, who's that in the grass? It's a 47. 18 also involved, the 12. Does that bring a caution? That was far enough in the back of the pack. That might not trigger the in-game system. I don't believe it did. Those that were affected, though, the 18 New World Order again. 22 brushes the wall. Oh, he collects the 88 of WVU fan on the backstretch. Caution will be out for that move. That was the 22 of Angelo. Angelo was running along outside the top 10 in the 11th when he hit the wall, went back across the track, and WVU fan was in his path. Our 9th caution of the day. .32 Anoku. Haven't talked much about him today here, and I misspoke. I thought that was the back end of the Ryan Newman machine. It was the 32 Matt DiBenedetto, or excuse me, Corey LaJoy in the 2019 update. Both those cars looking the same here. Let's get caught back up front. The 11 and the 42 of C. Workman. Good push on the inside line. The 21 car gives to the back end of the 42 of the 71. Also puts his name in the hunt. Man, we had a big crash in the backstretch. I'm talking more 4, 5, 6. That's one of the biggest of the day, actually. And the caution is out. Double digits, number 10. All right, the green flag is back out. It's been a mixture of a number of leaders up front. We've seen a lot of lead changes here, not typical of a 1.5 mile racetrack, but right now, these guys are all fighting. Oh, contact, RJ Smitty, the 19. Big hit to the inside wall, the 19 does. And caution for the 11th time today, as trouble broke out just in front. Looks like we also have a DNF already, the 4 Pat's ace. Don't know if that was a Wi-Fi connectivity issue. As we once again fall under caution here. And again, man, these guys are having trouble. They really are. We're right along with the 18 of New World Order, who's back up close to the top 5 for the first time. And the 17 of Fluffy, the 21. The Slade trade a little paint, and the 71 car on that outside line. Wow, almost 2, 3, 4 rows side by side. And with how this race is playing out, you just can't get away from anybody. There's so many restarts. There's not been a chance for this field to truly spread out. And then if you have a mistake up front, the guys in the back of the pack, unfortunately, have nowhere to go as we see more carnage. 19 of Bags is in the wall, the 48 of Gallon, 22. Hellacious hit to the outside wall as well. Caution 12. That was a big break for the 11 car. Bullet, who found himself out of shape. And these guys are running out of ways to get to the front. Right now, it's an attrition race. Basically, if you're able to get past whatever incident that happens in front of you, you'll more than likely stay up. But if you're in 5th place or on back, man, that seems to be the eye of the storm. I compare this to, I'd say, gridlock on the 405. No one can go anywhere right now. Seventeen of Fluffy leads the field down. Six laps to go. We do have another crash. They will have one more restart before the end of the stage. Saw a car get sideways in the back of the pack. Don't know exactly who that was. It's a 71 car trying to put that Chevy bow tie to the point. 17 of Fluffy blocks him. They are 3 wide for 3rd place. 42C Workman in the middle, now dives back down low with Slade. Uses the draft of the 71 car to force the 18 on the outside lane. Real close course racing. As the 18 car trying to get back up to the point. At the stripe, it will be 4 to go. Here comes the 42 challenging underneath. Side by side, the front two are 18 trying to dive. The 21 shuts the door. And the 71 and the 17. If you like numbers, the 1 and 7 and 7 1. Oh, on the bottom of the racetrack, looks like caution is out. And I do believe that might be for the end of the stage. It is. Fluffy, your stage 2 winner. Wow, I want to give a shout out to the 71 car, and unfortunately I don't have a name for that machine, but he's doing a well of a job getting up to the point. So we will restart there with 55 laps to go. And these guys will have to make one more green flag pit stop if we get the chance. A mixed bag of strategy. And it's the 34 car. And the 62. Stay out and go back up front. Green flag is back out. Stage 3 is underway. Oh, BC Racer Kid to the inside wall. Oh, spinning is the 9 of DWH on the backstretch. Caution, 2 of AJ Storm. 12 RJS Smitty also involved. RJ is filling in for Diesel today. And our 14th caution of the day is now underway. Right now, if you can stay out front, I believe track position is key. If you can stay out front or stay ahead of these guys as far as using strategy, you see right now the 38 and the 34. Teammates and Xfinity Series regular, that's FL driver. You might have heard him up in the booth with me here couple of times. He leads this field right now in front of the 38, his teammate, as we get back to green. 52 laps to go. In the wall already, turn 1. That was RJS as well. Caution, 15th time of the day. Unfortunately, I know this is something that these guys, a big field like this, it's exciting. It's nice to know these guys, I know by themselves they can run well by themselves. Each one of these guys have been handpicked. A number of these guys chosen for the first eSport league for NASCAR. Right now, it's just too many people on the track, I believe. These guys cannot get away from one another. And a small mistake, you're allowed to have a couple, but a small mistake is magnified by the competitors around you. And unfortunately, we have yet to see a green flag run well stretch over 10 laps. And that was early in stage 1. We are now in stage 3, coming to 49 to go. His race is going by in the blink of an eye, though. Race pace probably faster than what they're actually doing mid-pack. As you see 32 Inoku get shuffled out of line. FL driver now under pressure from the 19. Bags looking underneath. Fluffy gets the back bumper. Those two blue ovals working on the outside line. Here comes that 19. Real life world stage winner. The 19, Martin Truex Jr. won this race 1 year ago in that 78 machine. Now over to Joe Gibbs Racing for 2019. Can we see Bags get his first win of the season here today? Bags and Fluffy side by side heading into turn 1. The 71 car noses in, and the 21 is Slade as well. The FL driver falls back to 5th. Look at him, almost 3 wide. It's the 17 car, Fluffy 6 to the bottom lane. The 19 car under pressure. Here comes the 71 car. It's a lonely feeling to the outside. The 19 has no help. Everyone to the bottom of the racetrack. 19 using his car for all it's worth right now on the outside. He's not giving up, and he has the advantage. Everyone goes to the high side. On the backstretch, he uses that draft to just get to the outside of the 17 car. Wow, look at the 42. See Workman all the way to the bottom of the racetrack right there. Wow, side by side heading into turn 1. And caution. Sixteenth time of the day, our 16th caution of the day. That was some good side-by-side action. That's what we want to see here. Unfortunately, we're only getting 2 and 3 laps of that green flag action before a caution comes out. And we go to our Larry Mack trends of the race here. I believe the last caution in a real Monster Energy Cup Series race usually falls somewhere between less than 30 to go. With how the race is falling back here, I believe our last caution is going to fall just before we get to that white flag, meaning this thing will probably go into overtime. Green flag is back out. 42 to go. Man, that 71 car in the 38 of Jay Hyper, he's made some good time getting back up to the front after being involved in numerous incidents in the back of the pack. Right now, I believe these guys, they could fan out, try to single file themselves out right now, but got these guys in the back. Oh, mid-pack 95, Bobbles 48, and the 12 involved because of it. Caution. Our 17th caution of the day. Haven't talked much about the 48. Gallon at all here today, has not had the run, has not been up in the top 5. Unfortunately. Just want to give a shout out to the 95 as well. He was the one that bobbled, unfortunately, and triggered that caution. The 18, the New World Order, started on the pole, hit the wall early in stage 1, has yet had a bright spot toward the end of stage 2 there, but now once again falls back into the abyss of deep traffic here at Kentucky. Only one car out of the race. That is the 4 car of Pat's Ace. They will get the green flag with 37 laps remaining, just outside of a pit window, which is 31 laps. We'll see if we'll get the green flag pit stops here today. They still have a chance. '19 so far in control, but Jay Hyper and that 71 machine as well have been right on his tail so far. Jay Hyper, big move to the inside of the 71. Contact mid-pack. Caution is out. And the 18th one of the day. Right now, with this type of run, if you know you're just going to get 2 or 3 laps, if you're in the back of the pack, I believe the strategy focuses into, okay, when can I put on tires? When can I get fuel? When can I perhaps do something that the leaders up front don't do? Now, you're saving a lot of fuel, but these guys, even if they have not been to pit road since the beginning of stage 3, which was going to be 55 laps, they cannot make it. So if you're in the back of the pack, it might behoove you to try and come on and get yourself 4 tires and fuel, talking fuel or pit strategy here. Or if you're up front, track position is key. I don't think you want to find yourself back in that hornet's nest. You cannot afford strategy. So we saw the 19 who was the leader there. That tells me these guys up front did not pit, or if they did pit, they had 2 tire or perhaps just fuel only pit stop. Green flag is back out in the 42. C. Workman to the point. That was a crucial yellow flag, because that, with how this race has been running, could decide who stays up front and makes it the rest of the way. 34 laps to go. Caution? No, just really slow mid-pack. Wow, almost 4 wide. Shinoku get back on the track. 3 wide, 11 in the 38. 34 made contact through the grass. Oh, the 11 car. Oh. Caution, 19th of the day. No. I don't know if it's hard. I mean, as a competitor, you don't want to lose any more positions, but these guys, unfortunately, the 34 and the 11 made contact. It looked like the 11 car perhaps could have saved that or turned down left, but he got back on the track, and that's where the trouble unfolded. He talked about how that last stop was a crucial stop in deciding if you needed to go down pit road or not. This should be able to put everybody in their pit fuel window. They'll restart with 31 laps remaining, I believe. And with the way this race is going, that was our 19th caution of the day. Or I believe 18th, excuse me. We're running out of time to get out. Wow. Look at the 19 dive underneath the 42. Stumbled right there. That's a veteran move by Bags to get underneath the rookie of the 42. Green flag is back out in the 19. A big charge. 28 to go. Back to the point. It's the 48. Oh, spinning! The 71 car right in front of the field. Most of it taken out. Oh, no. The first mistake out of that 71 car. Haven't talked much about that apron. And the 71 car has had such a clean race so far today. That is a heartbreaking move. I feel bad for him. He's not made a mistake at all today. Unfortunately, with how he's been running, he's been up front. That mistake was magnified because he spun right in front of everyone. Don't know if the 42 is on an automatic transmission or a manual transmission, but the 19 got a great jump to the inside, which is legal. He passed him after the start-finish line. He got underneath, and again, there's no out of bounds. So, the 19 leads this field. We have another car out of the race. That is the 34 FL driver. Let's ride along with this 2 car and see if we can see where some of the trouble spots are. 24 to go. These guys can make it. You see the 95 car just missed the entry right there. Everyone gets around him. Man, if you're the 2 car, AJ Storm, how do you manage? How do you navigate yourself through this? Looking underneath. Noku on the inside. He tried to set the door right there. 2 car gave a little bit. Wow, the 32 forces him on the apron. Oh, mid-pack spinning because of it. Well, folks, there it was. The 32 Noku did cause that one. I don't know if he didn't see the 2 car. The 2 AJ Storm had a big run underneath. And that could not make that 2 car, the new father of 2, happy. Wow, still what a late hit. The 18 New World Order slides in as well. Caution, our 20th of the day. Just shy of 22, held by Martinsville. And keep in mind, that was a 500 lap event. Well, we're going to continue running along unless we get up to the point and seeing where those trouble spots are. Because unfortunately, that was not the 2 car's fault. We'll ride along with the 22. Green flag is back out. We're back to racing. 19 to go. 22 Angelo bobbles mid-pack. See the 32 underneath. Oh! There it is! Back across the wall. World 71, more contact front of the field as well. This is not something I expected to see out of these guys. A lot of these guys individually have been able to show, they've shown greatness behind the wheel, but right now, some of these guys, you're wondering what is going on behind the wheel. A lot of these guys, they're not being aware of the cars that are around them. They're cutting people off. That, the 22, as we were riding along with them, put someone in the wall right there. And as a competitor, you remember that. You're not going to cut a guy some slack if he does that enough to you, you know. Unfortunately, that is going to be a problem. Here we go. Now, this is where I believe the battle for the lead is going to be. The 19 and 38 car, you've made your bed now. We are within 15 laps to go. These guys are not going to be going down pit road anymore. So the battle for the lead is pretty much the battle for the win. Oh, the 78 gets bumped by the 13 and Jay Hyper into the wall. The 13 now takes out most of the field. Contact, and around goes half the pack. A number of these guys who have not had any issue at all now deciding to have trouble during the point of the race where you cannot afford to find trouble. Unfortunately, the 38 car, Jay Hyper, an innocent victim. Ugh. That sucks. There's no other word for it. That sucks. And Jay Hyper's all the way back now in 19th position. He was fighting for the win. There is no safe spot. There is no safe spot on this racetrack, unless you're the 19, perhaps. This truly is beginning to be Bag's race to lose as we get to the end of this one. And I know a lot of people, a lot of competitors are not going to be happy. Green flag is back out. Impressed by the run by BC Racer Kid to move its way back up to the point. Just shy. They're coming to 10 to go. Oh, the 18! Turn 2 again! New World Order slid in the middle of the pack. That was our pole setter. Our pole setter with issues. This is basically a revolting door. We know who's going to start first, the 19 of Bags, but who starts in that outside line is the revolting door because the inside line does get a jump. A caution comes out. Now he finds himself in the outside line. He goes to the back. Basically, it's if you can survive and be on the inside lane, you might have a shot at it, but getting around that 19 car of Bags who made that big move on the inside of the 42 to get the lead, that might have been the pass for the win. BC Racer Kid, our championship leader right now, might give the 19 a run for his money. 8 to go at the stripe. Excuse me, 7 to go. Coming to 6. Man, these guys in turn 2 cannot get off of turn 2 at all. That is the third time in a row we've seen a crash out of turn 2. Ay. Sometimes I'm just speechless. I have no words. They're just. I hope these guys can make it. AJ Storm has rebounded nicely as well. The 47 Hunty as well. We saw the 6 of BC Racer Kid fall back to 4th. That outside line just doesn't have the grip it needs to get going on a restart. And with how this race is falling out, you're only going to have 2 laps. If that, they make it to the white flag. All right, green flag is back out. Three to go. AJ Storm, best run of the season, looking underneath, trying to get to the back bumper of the 19. Has position, looks on the inside, 19 up the racetrack. Here comes AJ Storm. Now the 47 car uses to his advantage. 42 C Workman, side by side, 3 wide as the 47 car tries to get to the outside. Here comes the 2, back underneath, pushed by the 42 C Workman. AJ Storm to the point. Oh, mid-pack, that's fluffing the 17. More contact, BC Racer Kid. Heavy hit to the inside wall, and on caution, it's going to come out. AJ Storm with a good push from the 42 of C Workman to get around the 19 of Bags that forces the 19 on the outside on this restart. AJ Storm, we've talked about his bad luck involved in a crash upside down at the end of Auto Club, has been a factor, but has DNF'd multiple times because of Wi-Fi connectivity issues. What a day it would be for AJ Storm to get to victory lane here today. We'll see if he can get it done. 3 miles in our first attempt at a green-white checkered now underway. AJ Storm's got to run the most perfect 3 miles of his life. Green flag is back out. The 19 of Bags giving chase at the 47 as well. Pushes the 2 to the point. We stay under green. Couple of guys mid-pack with contact. 42 in the 6 car bouncing off one another, but we stay in good shape. They'll face the white flag if they make it through. One car spinning in turn 4. Through the grass. I don't know. Nope. Yellow got out before we made it to the white flag. We'll have another attempt. AJ Storm able to keep that 19 car behind him. And we will have a second attempt at a green-white checkered. We're in overtime, presented to you by Ron and Imports and Fade Grips. Our second attempt at a green-white checkered now underway. To the inside, the 47 Hyundai Gallon has moved up. 21 of Slade and Bullet right behind him. AJ Storm breaks out of the pack. Mid-pack, Bullet hits that wall. Spinning is Noku, more carnage. That's going to bring out the caution. Yellow flag. I don't know who was third at the time. That's important because I don't know if you want that 19 car right behind you. I think AJ Storm's best move is to keep that 19 on the outside line. He's not been able to complete the pass. All right, our green flag back underway. A green-white checkered attempt number 3 in the books. The 2 car now pushed by the 19, his biggest adversary. On the inside row, the 21 of Slade coming to help. We see some cars spinning out in the back of the pack. We still fall under the green flag. AJ Storm running the race of his life. Under pressure from the 19 and the 47. Those cars are side by side. If they make it to the white flag, this will be an official race. We are on the white flag lap. The new father of 2 trying to bring it home. That 2 car to victory lane once again. Can he keep it on the bottom of the racetrack? Bags and Hunty in that 47 machine. Big crash to the outside. That was a 62, pounding the outside wall. One final set of corners for the 2. Caution! It's over! AJ Storm is going to be your winner. What a move to get around the 19, and AJ Storm wins the Bluegrass 400 at Kentucky. Congratulations. Not an upset victory because no one's going to be upset with that move. He powered his way with help from the 42 to get on the inside of Bags. And the 2 car goes to victory lane again in the Cup Series. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big win for that man. I know how much he's had bad luck this season. What a win. Big shout out. That man has given me everything in order to try and get to provide you coverage here for today's event. help me get the update. I am just so happy for him. Congratulations to AJ Storm. That is a big win, and we can't wait to get him here and hear his thoughts. Let's see. Want to get that running order for you. We'll be right back with a look at the running order and who we're talking to. Congratulations to the 2-car. Let's see if we can get him in. Man, oh man, this might be the most anticipated interview. Hold on, let me get back on screen. Man, oh man, this might be the most anticipated interview I've ever had on this game. The 2-car is back in victory lane in a big way. AJ Storm, talk about that run to the finish here, how you got underneath the 19 car when it counted the most.
Oh man, it's awesome as hell to get a victory. A bunch of competitive guys in a 22-car field. The racing wasn't there. We didn't really have green flag runs, which kind of sucked. But anytime you win, it's a good day. So, I'm pretty happy about that. That was awesome. And I pitted probably about 15 laps ago, so I probably had way more fresher tires than what Bags had. So that's why I was able to peek a nose underneath them.
We were talking about, well, I say we as if I had somebody in the booth. I was talking about that and about how somehow if you're in the back of the pack, why not go and get yourself, tires to help you and your charge to the front versus those guys that they're up front, they're getting the track position, but they might not be able to hold off anybody with new tires should they be able to make it there. You mentioned that there was no green flag racing. Was that just disappointing to you with how high of a caliber this field is?
There was just a few guys in there that are not really, they're just getting their feet wet. And I say that as a leader. I don't want to sound like a guy that wants to get hate towards them. We got some work to do. The admins are actually going to have a meeting tonight to discuss further things to get better racing for you guys out there watching. Thanks for all you fans tuning in. We love putting on a show, and these admins try to do the best. And Alex up here in the booth killing it for our cup races, and we respect you too, Alex.
Thanks. This is just, I was rooting for you. I'm not supposed to do bias in the booth. I mean, obviously, but you and I, we both know we're both 2-car fans. How special is it to put the 2-car in victory lane in the same week that the real man did the same thing?
Hopefully he was watching, so I doubt he was, but hopefully he was. Slade wants an invite to the booth to discuss some things, so.
Alrighty, that's good. I'll get him in here because I was going to be like, after this, I think Bags was second. I don't know who was third. But we'll get him in there.
Rowdy. I'm not positive.
I was unable to see, but yeah, congratulations there, man. Enjoy this victory, That was well fought, well earned. You held him off.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know if I had anything for bags, but I got underneath him and passed him clean. So.
Yeah, that well he was. I was saying that was like it's his race to lose right now, but you were able to get up under him on one of those many restarts, and able to prove your worth. So congratulations to AJ Storm in the 2-car. I love seeing the victory lane. Now I ain't mad. I'm gonna go get Slade back in. Thanks, man. Hey, Slade. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here because I actually don't know exactly who finished second and third, to be honest. Oh,
Not good
wait,
at
hold
all.
on. I'm so sorry. You might want to repeat that. I forgot we were blue screen for a second, so I want to give you that platform
Oh,
here. But
okay.
Slade is here, not as a driver, if you're just now tuning in, of course, but as a member and leader of tonight's Cup Series event. He wants to talk about the racing, and we will give Slade the floor.
All right. So I finished fourth. So I mean, you could say I'm here for driver review. I'm not. I'm here as an admin, as a social media manager, and as a manager of the YouTube channel and the product we put out there, doing thumbnails and all that. But it's coming from all the admins. We would like to apologize for the event we put on tonight at Kentucky. Kentucky is a favorite track by a lot of us. We wanted to have a fantastic race here. Tried something new. We put a little thing in there, put some Xfinity guys in the race. That didn't really cause a bunch of issues, but that did have the field to a high number of 22 cars and put on a poor product, you could say, for tonight's race. And as manager of the channel and the product put out, I would like to apologize to all the fans watching who watch us come back and watch on a consistent basis. You guys saw Bristol, you saw the race before. They're not like this. It's just something that we tried. Be a lot better next week. Yeah, thank you guys for always tuning in and sticking with us. We will be back next week with a great product for all you guys to watch and enjoy what we have here at the Midnight Broadcasting Network. Just just want to apologize for that.
Slade, we did see a high number of cautions, and we've seen that actually a couple of races here this season so far, but we have seen a number of competitors shine brightly and perhaps get a first win. I mean, the 2-car, AJ Storm, first win of the season, that was pretty good for him. What changes do you think are going to be made? Can you offer any insight on that?
I can. The rule we had before tonight was cut at 18, but of course we had the Xfinity guys who we thought could help put on a show and put out a number. That's not going to happen. So we're going to cut the field to 16 and pretty much do the same procedure we've been doing. Top 8 points are locked in, and then the other guys qualify in. I'm not 100% sure. We haven't thought about it yet, but my guess is I don't have an answer for the other 8. I'm pretty sure it'll just be the Cup guys, Xfinity guys will have a chance to qualify in their way and how they do it. But main thing I tell you is field to me cut 16. If you saw Bristol, it was 12. We had a fantastic race. I think we had 1 caution, and it was stage 3. And then I think we had a couple races this year to have 5 or less cautions, which is fantastic for the platform and what we have here. But yeah, it's that's all I can say is the field will be cut because we were looking at it, and if we cut the field to 18 tonight, the 4 that would not have made the race, those guys didn't really cause that many issues. So it's not really a slow priority. It's just we're going to have to. I think having 22 cars on the field, one and your server gets a little bit laggy, a little glitchy. Because I had sometimes there were some frame rate glitches where your frame just kind of stops. Bags has some problems with that in the past. I don't know if you had any tonight. Wasn't in this party, but yeah, you'll be expecting. I think next week's Watkins Glen, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not up to sure on that, but I think it's the Glen. But the race after that, I mean, of course, road courses will most likely have one caution maybe. But after that, it's going to be very clean racing here at the Reload Focus Cup Series. And you will not be seeing another night like that, I can promise.
All right, that was the 21 of Slade, who did bring it home in fourth, promising some better action on the racetrack. We'll see if those changes will be implemented for next week at Watkins Glen. Big changes here tonight, big changes in the Real World Cup Series. We saw that as well, so just changes going all around. But don't want to let that overshadow the run made and the great move made to the inside, the 19 car Bags, who unfortunately I don't have, and I would try to invite, but I don't believe we'll have that. So my apologies to him as far as the interview. But I do want to give congratulations to the 2-car. Again, AJ Storm, new father of 2, able to put that 2-car in victory lane here for the first time today. So I, of course, had a great time bringing that to you. I'm sorry we did not see that green flag racing that we were kind of hoping to see up in the booth, but I am always excited to see a race and see how it does end and see who was able to survive the carnage that was there at Kentucky. From all of us for the Midnight Broadcasting Network, I hope you guys did enjoy today's event. And again, another congrats to the 2-car of AJ Storm. We will see you guys next week at Watkins Glen. Make sure to tune in there. We'll see you guys then. This is Alex Internet for the Midnight Broadcasting Network, signing off on NASCAR Heat 3.